So please grab your cell phone or open another window on your browser and go to menti.com and insert the code. I can see there is already a couple of people in there. So that's great. Okay, we're going to start with the first question. And what is the most important factor of the recovery after COVID-19? What is the most important factor for you, for your startup? Mental health, yes. Time, customer confidence, okay. Seeing new opportunities, I agree. Mental health, change in the way people work, totally agree. What economy moves, being able to meet your, okay. Client development, believe in future, market validation, perseverance, yes.
Perseverance.
Courage, totally.
Yeah.
Improving my business to survive such situation. Change mindset, compassion, patience. Okay. Great.
Nice.
We're going to move on to the next question. Do you believe that the future will be ruled by machines like in the Terminator movie? Yes or no? What do you think? It's a fun question.
Wow.
Okay. Yes, no, no, no.
4 yeses. Wow.
Okay, no.
I think that there's some hope here. Nice.
Yeah. Okay. So no.
No. Okay. That's good. But there's 5 that are thinking that the future belongs to machines.
We're going to discuss this after. Okay. What is the most important skill to face to the digital economy? Flexibility, okay. To be T-shaped person, okay. Innovation, the ability to adapt fast, yes. Empathy, creativity, communication skills, the human essence, ability to learn faster, adaptation, problem solving, yeah, where to find the solution.
Innovation.
Powerful strategy. Okay. Being able to adapt and learn. I think that is the most important for me. Being able to adapt and act faster. Okay, perfect. So, do you think what you have these skills to face it, the digital economy? Yes? No?
Interesting.
Let's see. Okay, fair enough. Yes, the most of them, yes. Some of them, no. Okay, and the last question, how digital ready is your industry? Level of readiness, low, medium, high. Okay. Medium high, we can say. Oh, no, we almost.
So we don't need to have this conversation today because everybody's ready. I like that.
Perfect. So that was the question. So
Okay.
thank you for your answer. That was a question for our speaker. So thank you, Juan, for being here once again, and Zoom is yours.
Okay, thank you, Daniela. So I'm going to share my screen here. Do you see it?
Yes, perfect.
Okay, okay. So basically, what we have today is, I think that I should start saying that it's, I just picked different ways and angles of thinking about digital in the future, okay? It's not about what I'm thinking, but it's about what the trends are in the market, okay? So you'll see that there's a lot of material from the World Economic Forum, from the McKinsey company, and so on. So let's begin. Hold on, it's not moving here. I think it's moving. Okay. So I can assume by the answers from the questions that it seems like everybody is well aligned with the digital revolution. It's amazing because, you know, we are just in the middle of this fourth industrial revolution. So let's take a look on it. First of all, I was impressed by the answers at from the first question. It was a kind of a tricky question because the thing is, I don't know if people are well aware of what's going on here in terms of the recovery, because everybody is talking, of course, about the resilience, about persistence, about everything. But I was a little bit curious that nobody said that the challenge ahead is digital. And I just took this first page, like the cover from McKinsey last year in August 2020. And the title is very challenging because it says, the recovery will be digital. I don't know if this is good news or this is bad news, but I think that in many cases, the things that we see from many industries is that it seems like everybody is telling that they are ready with the digital revolution. But at the end of the day, probably is not the fact. The thing is, what is the challenge in terms of what I'm doing to close the digital gap? What I'm trying to do from my startup to do something towards the digital era. So that's the big question that we need to ask ourselves here. So that's a remaining question, and I would like at the end of the presentation, I would like to hear from you guys if this is good news or this is bad news. Okay, it's not. I don't know. There's a lot of opinions about that. I would like to start. I don't know if you're familiar with this lady. Her name is Yu-Hyun Park, Dr. Yu-Hyun Park from Singapore. She established in 2016 something called the DQ Institute, the Digital Intelligence Institute in Singapore. So she established like a kind of a taxonomy in terms of the global standards on digital economy. And I would like to highlight today, there's a nice definition on the role of humans and the role of machines. As you can see here, she says, our future education and workforce skilling should not focus on how to teach individuals to compete against machines, Technology is only meaningful when it enhances humanity. And she makes the point using the example of the horse. A horse is faster than a human, but don't compete against a horse. We ride a horse, we should focus on how to ride and drive artificial intelligence and technology, not to run against it. And that's the reason why I asked you the question regarding Terminator. So we will see that. But just to let you know that the thing here is technology and the digital economy is our friend. Sometimes people think that this is a big threat that we're facing, and it's not the case. But it depends on what we think about that. So probably for you, this is a common familiar diagram. Probably you're not aware of here. If you're aware, just to double check again. We have been in different revolutions during the last 300 years, pretty much. The first one, the 1.0, was focused on the body, the power of the man with machines, or the power with horses. The second one, late in the 19th century, the 2.0 with the steam. And lately, 50 years ago almost, the 3.0 revolution that was pretty much related to emotional quotient. Before that, it was only the IQ, so the level of cognitive thinking and power from a human being. Now, what we are facing is the fourth industrial revolution, which is based on values and based on digital skills, okay? So it's just to remember this. I would like just to refer that it's a good thing if you take a look on this report, the DQ intelligence. It's very nice. So the question here is, do we have the skills to face the digital economy? I was surprised because many of you said, yes, I'm ready. I would like probably to discuss further about that. I was surprised. So let's take a look. I don't know if you're familiar with this kind of reports from the World Economic Forum. This one was from October 2020, in order to see what is the future of jobs, what is coming up within this fourth industrial revolution. So what is at stake? And basically, what we can see, it's greener pastures if we want to, of course. The thing is, the top 10 skills for 2025, as you can see, I just highlighted 4 of them with a red arrow here, because they are completely related with the creative industry. That's the reason why I'm using the term, the American term, greener pastures, which is, you know, analytical thinking and innovation. It's very important for the creative industry. Creativity, initiative, originality, design, technology design, reasoning, ideation. So this is good news. The thing is, and the challenge remains here regarding, even though we know about that, even though we are using some of them or all of them, the thing is, are we making money doing this? Are we making our business models from our entrepreneurial spirit? Are we using this? Are we really using this? Because this is the value added in the future. Are we part of or aligned with these top 10 skills that are coming up just three years from now? That's a question that we need to ask ourselves. As you can see here, the COVID-19 is pushing the companies to move within this digital era. Of course, remote work, this is something that is a trend that is very important to accelerate digitalization, to accelerate automation. And of course, I will show you some figures, some numbers regarding what is the balance between humans and machines, and what is changing in the near future. But basically, as you can see from the World Economic Forum, on 83% of the cases, remote work is kind of a new normal. And this is, and there's a question today, because we don't know what is going to happen in 1 year from now. Are we going back to our offices? Are we going back to the normal life that we had before? Probably not. I'm going to show you some figures moving forward. In terms of acceleration of digitalization, 84% of the companies are saying we need to move and we need to be aligned with. And of course, the automation for many administrative tasks, this is something that is needed, definitely. For example, the rate of automation based on this report just 6-7 months ago or 8 months ago. In 2020, as you can see, the rate of automation was 67% in terms of human, and is going down to 53 in 2025. Meanwhile, the rate of automation in 2020 from the machine side was 33%, and now is going up a little bit in 2025 to 47%. So I think that there's a challenge, and this is good news and this is bad news. This is bad news if we are not aligned completely with digital skills. I was again surprised by the yes and the no when I was asking you if you're ready, if you feel that you're ready with digital skills. The normal thing that we see, at least in this part of the world, and through different conversations in other part of the world from my daily basis job, is that people are not ready. But I would like to hear from you guys, why do you think that you're ready? This is good news, but I don't know if this is something that is completely true from ourselves. So that's a big question mark here. But the thing is also good news in terms of what is the value added in the future. And I think that the value added in the future is going to be something that machines are not able to do. So to the question, if we are on the Terminator movie moving forward, I like the answers that you gave us, which is we are not thinking that we are going to be part of a Terminator movie moving forward in the future. And the reason why is artificial intelligence and machine learning and deep learning, all these new things from the digital era, they are all related to repetitive tasks. So if a machine can help for something that need no brain, it's good news. So the good news is moving forward to the future, we need to prepare ourselves in terms of ideation and creation and things that a machine are not able to do. Okay, to play chess, this is something that a machine can learn from humans. So probably this is bad news for chess players. But in the future, people like archaeologists or psychologists or sociologists, human things are going to be very, very important. Even though we think that the digitalization of the economy is going to be less human driven. And at the end of the day, humans are going to be very important within the world of machines. Okay, so that's pretty much like the reasoning that I had before the question that I made. In terms of reskilling needs, 50% of employees would need to be reskilled in 2-3 years from now. I would like, and probably you can answer me later, that how many of you are taking courses, are still taking courses, new reskilling, new upskilling? How many of you are taking courses this year? How many courses have you taken already during the last 12 months, taking profit of the pandemic, being at home? Are you willing to do that in the future? Or do you think that because you went to the university, that's it? That's the end of it? So these are the questions that we need to ask ourselves. Again, reskilling needs 40%, and it says the World Economic Forum says that 40% of current workers' core skills are expected to change in the next 5 years. I don't know if you guys, you know about something that was measured many, many years ago. I think it was a quote from 2010 or 2011 that says that more than, I think it was from UNESCO, that 60% for children that are right now at the elementary level, let's say a young person, 10 years old, 11 years old, 60% of the new work, you know, the new post of jobs are not today. So in the future, we're preparing our children to be ready for something that is not yet there. That is not, for example, in my case, I don't think that in 1970, when I was a little kid, I had the opportunity to think about the internet era. It was not there. The first computer companies came in 1975 with Steve Jobs and Bill Gates. So it was unimaginable be there in the digital era 45, 50 years ago. So 60% of the jobs of the future are not invented yet. So the thing is, how can we prepare people for that future? And if we are not having, you know, the skilling, reskilling in our lives right now, what are we going to do with that? And of course, our children and the children of our children. The World Economic Forum says also that time needed to start building the new skills online is now in terms of months. It's not in terms of a career of 4 years or 5 years, right? Between 1 and 2 months for people and culture, 2 and 3 months for product development, 4 to 5 months for cloud computing skills. It's unbelievable. So the learning curve every day is shorter and shorter. So this is a new reality that we are facing. Again, I would like to ask you if you're really reskilling up and upskilling yourselves in this course against technology. Okay. If we are conscious enough that we're part of this era, as you can see here, the ratio between human and machine, I would like to highlight what I said before. Reasoning and decision making, developing, management, advising, communication, and interacting. These are skills that are not going to decline in the future, because this is not possible for machines, at least today. But on the other hand, all the administrative tasks or repetitive tasks, they are going to grow in the future, like manual work, evaluating jobs, technical activities, data processing, for example. They are going to be made by machines, and the ratio is going to change dramatically moving forward. The thing is, are we really aligned with all these 21st century skills? For example, with critical thinking. I remember, and probably you remember as well, that in university I never had critical thinking things or communication skills. It was, or scientific literacy. It was very difficult. Today, the things are changing, and things like adaptability, is a stake, or leadership, it's a stake, or social and or cultural awareness, it's at stake today. This is a very curious graph that I would like to share with you. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but there is a race between technology and education. And it's incredible because sometimes in the last 100 years, or a little bit more, like 120, 130 years, the race was a little bit different. We had times where technology was higher in speed than education before the Industrial Revolution. And after that, we had a wonderful time that we haven't had today, where education was gaining the race against technology. But it was in the past. When you have this analysis, when the education curve is going faster than the technology curve and speed, there is prosperity. But on the contrary, when the speed of technology goes faster than the education speed, there's social pain. And the challenge that we have today is, do we really have an education for our children and at universities where we're using technology and we're reshaping skills and we're preparing for the future for these 60% of jobs that are not yet today? Are we using technology for that, or technology is winning the race? It seems like today technology is winning the race. So there's a social pain, and there is a challenge, and also there's a huge opportunity in terms of business and in terms of humanity, which is the future of technology needs to be part of education, or vice versa. Education needs to be part of the future of technology. That's why there's the EdTech wave right now, the convergence between education and technology. That's the only way to add value and to go faster than technology. If education is going faster, we're going to have a new wave of prosperity, but it's not the case today. I don't know if you're aware of that, but this is something that in these kind of talks we need to highlight, because everybody is in this same game. We are all of us, we are doing the best from our companies, our organizations, our startups, and we're thinking if we are ready within the digital era. Probably not, or not enough. So it's for you to think about that. I don't have the answer, the full answer, but I would like to hear some of you, your thoughts lately. So let's share with you 8 trends to watch. Okay. I don't know if you're 8 trends. Do you see me? Hello?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I
Yes.
think I lost, but it's okay. Do you see me here? Yes?
Yeah, we can see
Okay.
you.
Yes.
So 8 trends to watch. I don't know if you're familiar with this report, the Digital Future Society. The Digital Future Society is a non-for-profit transnational initiative. It's based in Spain, and it engages policymakers, civic society, academic experts, and entrepreneurs from all over the world. One of the good things about them is the goal that they have, this Digital Future Society organization. They want to help policymakers to identify, understand, and prioritize key challenges and opportunities now and in the next 10 years in areas of public innovation, digital trust, and equitable growth. Okay, so I would like, they have many more than the ones that I'm going to share with you, but I just chose 8 of them. I would like to share with you the preface that was written by a person named Carmen Artigas. I think she's from Spain. And it says, the pandemic has accelerated the arrival of the digital revolution in our societies. As I said before, in an unimaginable way, some months back, it's not years, months back. Progress predicted for years to come has become a reality just a few weeks. So it says digitalization is here to stay, changing the way we work, consume, inform ourselves, and get in touch with our beloved ones. So the message here is digitalization is here to stay. And we are facing a reality where we're living centuries in a week and not weeks through centuries. We're living centuries in a week. That's what is happening right now. So number one here, the new surveillance society, the data. Okay, I just shared with you the authors, Jennifer Kite Powell and Mark Rusen. What is meaning? It's very funny because, as Philip Dick, the author, says, there will come a time when they're spinning on me through my phone, but instead is my phone is spying on me. It's unbelievable. My phone spying on me. Data surveillance is going to be something big in the next years. The connectivity, in fact, has created a new currency for all of us, which is our data. And even though we're always signing the cookies and accepting the cookies and all these things regarding data, our data is on the net. And this is something that we need to understand for our businesses. Number two, post-truth, fake news, and alternative facts. Just take a look on this sentence. Suspicion has now invaded the economy of discourse. The narrator has been discredited. The plot has been exposed. That is the reality that we're facing today in terms of fake news. We don't know really if this is something that is happening or not. For example, we can create a revolution or civil riots because we're sending videos that happened 10 years ago from another part of the world, and we could convince the population that something is happening on the streets, and we can create a civil riot in a couple of hours. It's unbelievable. So this is something that we need to take into consideration when we're thinking about our businesses. Number three, artificial intelligence and ethics. As it says, technology changed our society. And the question is, what do we have to do to preserve our ability to choose the future that will benefit all of us? The thing is, there's a main thing here regarding cybersecurity. And remember something here that I just highlighted. If a system is able to learn, it can also be attacked by distorted training data. So that's also related to fake news or fake data. So we need to watch out for what is coming in terms of all what we see, it's not real, and not what we see is real. Okay. Number four, the gig economy. I don't know if you're familiar with the gig economy. The gig economy is that now the work is completely different. So you can have the delivery guy that is working all around the world in different companies, like the guy that we're seeing here on the bicycle. And the thing is that the gig economy is it's kind of a new slavery. I know this is bold what I'm telling you, but the thing is, there's no rules, there's no time, There's no sick time. There's no vacation leave. It's all by the moment. But the thing is, as it says here, the digital switch up with slave wages, which kills your self-worth, are not hard to find. And this is something that is happening today. Number 5, towards a digital Cold War. Okay. It says nation states that do not own technologies are in much weaker position, not only to influence how these develop, but also how governments evolve. This is a little bit hard to face because in different parts of the world, all governments are not strong enough. That is the case in Latin America, for example. So if the nation is not developing digital technologies and it's not owning the technology, the thing is that we're going to be in trouble with our governments. Because right now, the ruler, the government that is going to rule is the one that has the best technology and the best infrastructure to be prepared for the digital era. So number 6, climbing to the top. So that is the case for supercomputers. Probably many of you are aligned with the quantic computer that are being developed, for example, by Google right now, by IBM. So the time has come for quantic computing because the data that we're getting has such an amount that we're going to have a lot of trouble computing all this information, okay? And it says that supercomputers let researchers create significantly more accurate simulations for things like modeling, for example, the climate change or the development of new drugs, okay? Or manufacturing new technology. Number 7, the role of humans in digital society. As I said before at the beginning of this presentation, well, the role of humans in digital society. Human plus machine instead of human versus machine, okay? Are you following me? Yes, okay. Human plus machine instead of human versus machine. We have 3 scenarios. We need within the digital society, probably the scenario 1 is let the market rule, or the scenario 2, let the government rule, or scenario 3, which is let the government inspire the market. I would like to know your thoughts moving forward in terms of if our government where we live is inspiring the market, or is the government that needs to rule, or is the market that needs to rule the new wave of the digitalization. But just take into consideration this, human plus machine, not human versus machine. The number 8, which is urban utopia, that it comes from the self-driving vehicles. And what we see here is that we're going to see a new wave of technology with sensors, with smart road signs, with traffic management systems based on the use of 5G and 6G, okay? As you probably are aware of it, in the US and Europe and Asia, there's the 5G that is in place right now. But in Latin America, we're just backing a little bit behind because we're just on the 4G generation. We're not ready for the 5G. And that's a so sad story. So again, the question is, are we ready? Really? I would like to show you and share with you a report. And unfortunately, this is the latest report and it's from 2015, 6 years ago, made by the McKinsey Global Institute. And it says the Industry Digitalization Index. I would like to highlight these 3. Education, these 3 sectors: education, entertainment and recreation, and hospitality. As you can see, the greener the more digitalized, the rather, the less digitalized. And as you can see, all the industries where we can see that, and it's the reason why I made the question, if your industry was ready for the digital era. And strangely, most of you said, yes, we're ready. McKinsey says another thing. So I would like to discuss this with you guys. It was funny to see that. But the thing is, do we really need to do some good job in order to digitalize our industry? Okay. It seems by this graphic that we need to do a lot of things. There's a lot of work to do in the future. As you can see, and probably you are familiar with that, all the non-routine interpersonal analytical things are going to be the future. Thinking, reasoning, advisory, instead of all these manual routine jobs. So it's going down, all the routine manual jobs are going down, and all the analytical things are going up in the future. As you can see here, again, there's a big thread. If you can see here, made by Deloitte University Press, the ratio of automation potential of select mobility-related occupations. As you can see, all the things that are related to computing power, big data, Internet of Things, robotics, 3D printing are going to be, or at least they're safe as being automatized. But on the contrary, all these things, bus drivers, mechanics, parking attendants, maintenance workers, taxi drivers, traffic technicians, insurance underwriters are going to disappear. It seems like there's a number that is based on predictions from the World Economic Forum that says that 800 million jobs are going to be lost in 2025 because of the automation. But the good news is that 1.5 billion new jobs are going to appear based on technology, 3D printing, robotics, Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, and so on. Another perspective from McKinsey Global Institute. There is a report from May 2019, a recent report, that analyzes 25 years of digitalization. And it proposes 10 insights into how to play it right. The thing is, take a look on this sentence. The gap to the digital frontier remains large across industries. There's still a huge gap in many industries. Just take a look on media, for example, that is part of the creative industry, or travel. As you can see, even though the average across industry is 24%, the gap, things like travel, for example, sectors like travel, 51% of the gap towards the digitalization of the industry. So again, this is another way to see that we're not ready yet, okay? And there's a lot of work that is remaining. For example, in this case, in this graphic, artificial intelligence significantly improves companies' performance, especially in global high skill and intangible industries. As you can see here on the up, intangible assets, and down the tangible assets. And it says the graphic that if you're not using artificial intelligence, your intangible assets are going to be down. Instead, if you're using that, you're going to have a good reward. That's pretty much it. In high tech, of course, if you're not using, the cost of not using technology is going to be hard. But if you use it, for example, in the other manufacturing, there's going to be something that is good news for all of us. It's just to take a look. This is another graphic that says pretty much the same. The currently artificial intelligence adoption is uneven across sectors. As you can see here, professional services, travel, education is part of the slower adopters in technology. Instead, the frontier sectors are finance, the automotive industry, tech and telco, of course, energy is close. But take a look on media, for example. That is part of our industry here. So we're just in the middle of the way. We're not part of the frontier sectors. Hopefully, we're not part of the slower adopters. But the thing is, again, and the message is again and again, we're way behind what we need to be at. So that's pretty much the message that I would like to share with you. So what's coming? There's a new report from the World Economic Forum from this month. It just happens I think that 1 week ago. There is a road for that, and I would like to highlight the education sector. So shaping a new future of education and skills. Which are the new economy skills? Innovation and creativity, global citizenship, the digital world, and interpersonal and intrapersonal. I know that the good news is that all of us from this creative industry, we are part of this. But again, how ready are we? That's the thing. We're facing a new reality from this report, and it says what I told you before regarding the remote working. The levels of remote working have skyrocketed during lockdowns and are likely to remain higher than pre-crisis levels for some time. So if you can see here, just take a look on information or professional businesses or financial activities. The thing behind this graphic is our businesses are aligned with this new reality. Yes or no? That's the main issue here, because this is a new trend and it's happening right now. Facing new challenges. For example, the travel industry. The travel industry, for example, is identifying points of health risk and is designing contactless experience, okay? So today, the rules are different. In the past, contactless experience was not a priority. And today it is a priority. Let's take an example from our industry. Fashion's digital transformation. And it says now or never. For example, take a look on this. Consumers are spending more time online during the crisis. As you can see, 35% of consumers in the fashion industry browse fashion inspiration in online shops at least once per week. 22% of consumers state they will browse for inspiration online more often in the next 4 weeks. So something is happening in this industry, for example, and it's because of the digital revolution. And this one, companies must accelerate their online capabilities in both demand generation and operations management. One of the things is, think for example, about Amazon. Amazon is the king of digital processes. They are ruling the world because they are completely digitalized. So that's the example that we need to have. And we need to think about this experience in the fashion industry for our businesses as well. Digital and analytics can not only drive top line growth, but this is something about the supply chain, as I said before from the Amazon example. So if you use digital for supply chain, distribution, product development, for customer experience, you're going to make it, but you need to be aware of the extensive use of digital. And this is the last part. Let's take just a quick look on education. This is my industry. I'm part of the EdTech industry. So I wanted just to share a couple of ideas before to close this presentation. The first message, modern education is personal. So everything is based on personalization. It's not the uniformity that has been in place for the last 200 years. It's not differentiation. It's not being individual. It's being personalized. And based on digital, we can personalize the education today. So we have this kind of things: individual learning, student-centered learning, personal learning environment, analytics and big data in education, adaptive learning, and mobile learning. So this is just an example of how an industry like education is being shaped by the digital revolution. Modern education is technical. As you can see here, education in the internet age is maker culture, industry 4.0, Internet of Things, holography, semantic web, robots, everything. And it's very curious because many of our schools today, of our children, they are not using anything of that. And it's unbelievable, even in the US, even in Europe sometimes. So the maker culture, the Internet of Things culture. And I would like to say, just before to stop here, just a takeaway. Being aligned with the digital industry is worth it. Okay, it comes. This is a graphic that comes from the McKinsey report. It says the most digitalized sectors are seeing higher revenue and higher productivity, 3 times faster profits, 2 times faster wage growth, higher productivity, faster revenue and growth and share growth. This is the message that we need to have here. So basically, this is what I have today for you, just to send the message. And I would like to open the discussion here based on one of the questions that I shared with you today, which was, how aligned is my industry with the digital era? And if I'm ready with the digital skills that are needed to face these new wave. So that's pretty much it.
Thank you, Juan. I don't know if we have any question. I can read the chat that we have a couple of comments. Design for agriculture, combination design is ready. Agriculture, not that much. I see a lot of new investments in healthcare and agriculture in the last years. Okay, someone wants to say something. Someone has a question, comment that would like to add?
Yeah, so I can't be quiet here. This is my favorite area, actually, because I've been working with product design and service design for the last 25 years in Stockholm and had experiences from the Middle East and China. And I love the human communication, what happens when humans communicate. And all of what you have said have addressed the challenge in communicating with machine and what happens to humanity. I think we need to have an preparedness for total shift all the time and try to keep our feet on the ground and not to panic about it, because it's gonna be. I'm 54, and a lot of people my age have come to a position where they're happy and they won't adapt. I have been adapting all my life. I've had so many different types of jobs, and I've come to the conclusion that change has been consistent for me. And therefore, I can sit here with you young guys and understand, because it's all about change all the time. So it's not panicking, but what can happen tomorrow? I am in a cancer treatment position right now, and I didn't expect that a year ago, but it's just to go through it. And it's a bit the same. So constant adaptability, keep calm, feet on the ground.
And thanks, Max. What do you think about being ready? What is your readiness level, your digital readiness level, based on what I have shared with you guys today? Because the answer was, many of you told me, yeah, we're completely ready. But it was a surprise for me, because what I see all around the world is people are not ready enough. So what do you think, Max, for example?
I think it's as I said, I think we just need to be prepared for constant changes. So it's about, you know, having like 25 different dictionaries in the back pocket, like Spanish, French, Arabic, what have you, and not actually knowing what's going to happen. All we know is going to be constant change. And then to be happy, to be cool about that, because you cannot master things anymore. I'm a generalist, and I'm so happy about it now that I'm not a silo person. We need silo persons for different tasks, but I'm a generalist, and I think I'm able to survive because of not being in a silo.
No, thanks.
Thank you for a super session.
Thank you.
Thank you. We have a question from Fabrizio. So can you speak up?
Yes, thank you, Juan Manuel, for your presentation. I want to ask you a question regarding the industry digitalization level. From your experience and maybe your data set or recorded experiences, I don't know, trying to make a disruption in the digital sector in an industry that has a low digitalization, most of the cases seen before have been a big success or a big bankrupt.
Gracias, Fabricio. I think that it's a very good question. I think that it has a big reward. Somehow what you need to be is kind of a big dreamer. You need to dream big, because otherwise there's no change in this world. So, for example, in my case, I'm part of the EdTech industry, as you can see, and if you saw a couple of the graphics from McKinsey, it says that most of the time education is a laggard. So education is well behind in terms of the adoption of technology. Many venture capital, angel investors, private equity firms all around the world, they are just at the beginning, and because of the pandemic, to putting some money on EdTech. But it wasn't the case before. But not because it was not the case before. With my business partner, we have been thinking about being part of the EdTech industry. So we need to be dreamers, and we need to be part of the change, constant change. And I think that the reward is big, is always big. The thing is that you need to be aligned with the waves of the industry and the waves of what is going on in the world. The pandemic is now giving us a huge opportunity to rethink ourselves and to be ready for many, many things that we were not ready before. So I think that there's a term in German, I don't speak German, but and forgive me if the pronunciation is not correct. The term is Zeitgeist. It says the spirit of the times. And I think that what we need to know is that we need to learn to read the Zeitgeist. We need to learn and to read beforehand the spirit of the time, well behind, right? So being innovators and being dreamers, along with making things, taking decisions, and dreaming big, I think the reward at the end of the road is going to be absolutely amazing. So yeah, the answer is there's no failure in the future if you take into account your hard job, your hard work, and if you are aligned with what is needed in the industry, what is needed in your area of interest, in your area of where you're working with. I don't know if I answered what you were.
Yes,
expecting.
thank you very much. There's a no clear yes, no question. I got the point. Just dream big or go home.
Yeah, dream big or go, or shoot down what you're doing, basically.
Perfect. Thank you, Fabrizio, for your question. We have Madelina.
Hi, Juan. Well, I don't know if it's a question. It's just to talk a little bit with you. I think that our answers were answers of hope. We are a group of people that believe. That's why we are here, I think. I don't know if we are really ready, but at least we feel ready, and that's the spirit. I hope. Well,
Yeah.
but there are some concerns that I have, and that you brought up. It's how to make money of these streams, because this will be an issue if everything is automatic, and also because of the education, because I think that all of us have some education, but many people on our countries and around the world don't have. So will we have people to work with us? Will we be able to do it? Will they understand what we are doing? This is something that's a concern us. Also, sometimes we feel, not we, I don't know, but at least sometimes I feel tired of keep learning. I have kids, I have the day life, and it's really hard to keep. Every year I have to learn a lot of, and we talk about this, we are always trying new apps, new things, and always learning and always getting better. That's right. At the end of the day, we are happy because we've learned also, and but sometimes we can't fall in tiredness. I don't know if this
Yeah.
is.
I got, yeah.
Yeah. Well, and this was what I had to say. It's I concerned about keep pushing ourselves always, and keeping in the group of people of this world that are ready and don't give up, never give up. But the lack of education of population. Help me, Nuno. I forgot the word. Well, you understand. That's it. I would like to talk about this a little bit.
Okay. Obrigado, Madalena. I
Gracias.
think I think that you made very good points here. I think that I would like to start with the last one that you touched, which is that you were tired a little bit, or you're feeling sometimes tired to be part of the reskilling, upskilling thing. Probably an advice, it's you need to enjoy everything that you do in life. So if you don't see yourself reskilling and upskilling as something that is a must do, I must have this, but instead, if you try to enjoy the opportunity of learning something new every single day, many things are for free now. They are online for free. So more than ever, probably our parents didn't have that chance 25, 30, 50 years ago. They didn't have that. We have that. So probably just give you an opportunity with yourself to enjoy the process and not to be so hard on yourself in terms of, oh, I need to learn about this. No, just enjoy the process. Probably not the outcome, but enjoy the process. For example, in my case, I did last year something that it was a little bit difficult for me because I'm not a techie person. I'm a business person. And I did the elements of artificial intelligence from the University of Helsinki, from Finland. It was hard for me. It was not my best topic, but I made my point at least enjoying the process. It was not because of the certificate. It's kind of a challenging myself in something new. Okay, so probably you should enjoy that. And in terms of what you said regarding the hope and the answers that you guys gave today to this session, I think there's a lot of hope, which is good, and it's very positive to think that we are ready, or at least our level of digital readiness is high. That brings hope. But the recommendation here is we need to double check if we really are that high on the digital readiness. That's something that we just need to double check or revisit a little bit. And regarding the situation of hundreds of millions of children that are not getting educated, it's a reality. But I think that we need to do something. And there's an industry which is the EdTech, the industry where I'm working within. And I think that we're all adding a small amount of transformation. And this is the only way. I think that the big transformation waves are made person by person, one person at a time. Okay, like the sand, you know, on water. It's grain by grain, and we need, and we're here in this industry, being creative, being entrepreneurs, and don't give up on that. We need to do that, and that's the only way to share what we are doing. And in terms of making money, I think that the best we can do, and we need to think about that, is if my company, my organization, my startup is really adding or fixing a problem of a human being. If I'm fixing a problem of a human being, I'm going to make money. Otherwise, I'm not going to make money. Okay, so hopefully this is something of, I came with some ideas. So hopefully I had a good answer for you.
Yeah, thank you very much. It was a good answer. We are in the good path, I think.
Yeah, we're in the good track.
Prazer.
Okay, we have a last question before we wrap up and finish our session. So Natalie?
Yeah, hi Juan, thank you for all the information. It is very helpful. So I have a question. What do you think is the best way for us as inventors and individuals in an industry with low level of adaptability with the new digital era? What do you think is the best way for us to promote or impact the level of innovation? Maybe do some seminars, workshop, organize something like that, so we can make the other people involved in the industry see how important it is.
I think that you're making 2 points here. One is, where can I get information or learning to be more digital ready, right? So yes. There's a lot of things on the web. There's free webinars, there's online courses, there's YouTube courses. And I think that my advice is go there and learn as much as you can, attend as much as webinars as you can, read as much documents as you can. There's a lot of documents regarding the digitalization of every industry in the world. So we need to be there. We need to make the choice, the life choice of, I need to learn every single day of my life. I'm going to do research. I'm going to be part of it. I'm going to attend webinars, seminars, and so on. And on the other side, how can you make money with your business? I think that I'm going to use something that I heard in my late 80s. I was attending probably 1989, many years ago. I was attending international marketing seminar in Bogota, and it was a guy from Harvard. And I remember that he said, guys, you need to get married with computers in 1989. At that time, I said, this guy is nuts, okay? So I would like to bring this to the table and to say, we need to get married with the digital era. Why? Because this is the only way to survive in the future. Just think about relationship with customers. Just think about logistics. just think about, for example, within the fashion industry, right now, there are people buying digital clothes, $4,000, $5,000 or euros for something that is completely virtual. It doesn't exist, but it fits perfect when you are using this as a fashion, digital fashion for your Instagram. But people are paying for that. And it's the digital era. So the only way to add value to our companies, get married with the digital era. Think about digital in every single step along the chain: production, user experience, ideas, interaction with your customers and suppliers, and so on. You need to be close to the digital era. We need to understand that. Otherwise, no future, no paradise.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Juan, and everybody for the discussions, the comments, and in the questions. Thank you for being here and for attending our session. I will see you all next Tuesday for another session. So thank you so much, Juan, for being part once again.
Thank you. Thank you for the invitation. Chao.
Thank you. Gracias, Juan.
Con mucho gusto. Gracias a ustedes.
See
De
you
rien.
guys.
De rien, de rien. Chao.
Bye.